Hi, I'm Lori Sadowski. My father, sister, and I started McKinley Leather 35 years ago. We have been dedicated to providing excellence in our designs, in our quality, in construction, and in our customer service. Every piece is built right here in North Carolina, so we have the wonderful ability to be able to customize it for our customers. In 2023, Charleston Forge and Mackenzie Dow presented us with the opportunity to join them to introduce a new Ernest Hemingway furniture collection. Without hesitation, McKinley jumped at the opportunity to join creative forces with these highly talented and successful partners. The vision is to create 4 significant lifestyle groups over the next several years. As we began building this product, I realized that our customers and everyone would want to know about the talented people behind it. So we wanted to show you the story behind the scenes. It feels like this project was meant to be. Our alliance with the Hemingway Group was strong. We had all these shared values, and all these opportunities and blessings continued to appear. For example, I originally hired Steve Noble in procurement. It turned out to be providential because he was exactly the right person to take on Hemingway. Another key component was recruiting Erica Meyer. Erica joined McKinley Leather as a product development trainee under Hetty Saunders, a multi-talented and experienced pro. One of the new frame suppliers is Ben Ebling of Good Frames. As I watched him complete one of these new frames, I shared with him how special this project had become to us and how I hope to capture the journey on film. Ben immediately recommended Corey Goebel of The Idea Complete, and here we are.
When I found out I was going to be part of this Hemingway collection, I was very excited because I knew this was going to be something special. For me, I felt I wanted the collection to be about Hemingway the man, because I felt if it was about Hemingway the man, it would bring life to Hemingway the collection. And that brought about many inspirations flooding from everywhere about fabrics, frames, carvings, leathers, sewing techniques and applications. Even Hemingway's persona, his personality himself, there was inspiration found there. Just like Hemingway, we all are inspired and motivated by the places we travel, the adventures we experience, and the people we meet along the way. Likewise, it's our honest and authentic approach, elegantly simple, combined with superior quality. That is what appeals to people. This collection is centered on Ernest Hemingway's colorful, fascinating, multifaceted life in exotic tropical Key West. However, certain fashion elements are drawn from his time in Jazz Age Paris. During the late 1920s and into the 30s, Hemingway was totally immersed in the Key West culture, while still remembering the people and places of Paris. The Art Deco movement was also in full swing during this time, and it was influencing everything from architecture to art to fashion, and it is reflected in this collection. A prime example is our Paris runway offering. We wanted really to bring the Art Deco movement to Key West, and so we searched out certain elements like the Bacote wood we used on the arm panels, just a great South American wood that brought a lot of personality and life to the piece. A great Art Deco frame, a wonderful couture nubuck leather that is blind stitched, gives a little bit more sophistication to a tufted piece. With this Paris runway collection, we also wanted to bring in the couture fabrics that you find in Paris. The painterly fabric, the tropical fabric, is a great look, and on the out back, you can see a new sewing treatment that we call peekaboo, which adds just another element and personality to the item. With this frame also, we were looking for a carved frame, and we kind of wanted to pay homage to Ernest and his fishing that he did in Key West and Bimini and the dry Tortugas and even down in Cuba. And we tried to find carving that may have been like a fishing lure or a hook or a rod and reel, and really didn't find much in that aspect. But as we were here in our own factory, we saw one of the stretchers on one of our older pieces, and we thought, well, you know what? If we beef that up a little bit, it almost gives you a rope and buoy feel. So that was kind of a little tip of the hat to Ernest and his fishing that he loved to do so much in Key West. On our Tortuga swivel, we brought in a new sewing technique that we call accordion. It just gives a great sense of definition and a three-dimensional feel, and kind of gives you that fashion vibe that Paris has always been putting out. On our Key West Island Life offering, we wanted a group that was deeper and bigger and comfortable, and we feel we've attained that with our Whitehead sofa and chair and ottoman. The slight curvature to the back on the chair when you sit in, it just kind of caresses and holds you. We wanted a piece that when you've been working all day and you've had a day of it, you want to be able to come home and sit down and just let the day melt away in comfort. And we feel we've achieved that with this. We also wanted a leather in this collection that spoke to Ernest Hemingway's persona, that was full of life and full of character. And with this leather, just like Hemingway, years down the road, it's going to tell a wonderful story. We also wanted to add a little personality on this group as well, so we decided to design a new brass nail treatment, and it follows the curve of the silhouette wonderfully. It almost gives you a wave-type feel that is just reminiscent of Key West. Our Pfeiffer reading chair in our Key West Life offering is a wonderful, comfortable chair. The pitch is wonderful, and the arm has a little curvature, just like this, where your elbows just kind of sit in a wonderful position. Great for a novel, great for a newspaper, great for binge watching your favorite show, or even just holding a simple cocktail. And one of the collections that really inspired me was the Key West Gain collection. We have 4 swivel chairs around a cocktail ottoman. And this speaks to me and inspired me because of Ernest and his friends. They would go to Bimini, to Dry Tortugas, there in Key West, and even to Cuba, and spend few days, maybe a week or so, fishing. And I can just see them coming back to the Key West house and sitting down with their whiskey and taking a sip and just talking about their travels and their adventures and just enjoying themselves and relaxing as good friends do.
I think my favorite part of all designing has always been the very beginning when you're doing the sketches, you're pulling out ideas, and you're just putting it on paper. No one else has seen it. It's just you, the piece of paper, blank piece of paper. It can be anything you want it to be. And then as you go through it, you're adding more and more weight to it, more and more ideas, expanding it. It's the fun part of our job.
Before I came here, I was working hands-on entirely. I hadn't gotten to do any of the design part. This is just a concept right now. We need a sketch for it. And then from this sketch, we need to create our frame. And from the frame to what we're going to do with poly. How soft is it? How comfortable is it going to be to sit in? Is it more of a look piece or is it a comfort piece? And just getting to see how it all comes together and comes to fruition and walking through a project from start to finish. And I have thoroughly enjoyed that.
The one thing I would like to mention on this group is it did help us as a group to plan together. I think our meetings were very successful. We had a lot of good times and a lot of good talks. I think that was probably the most rewarding part of the whole situation.
We are excited to be bringing this Hemingway collection to life at this year's High Point Furniture Market. This introduction was the fulfillment of a dream. We went all in with so many ideas, thoughts, and concepts, and the final collection is just what we hoped for. Along the way, we created great relationships with new suppliers and stronger relationships with old suppliers. When we mentioned Ernest Hemingway to each of them, it sparked their creativity. They added their ideas to our ideas. The combined talent of all these people, our production team, our designers, our suppliers, and our support staff, is outstanding. McKinley is blessed to have their talent, and we hope you feel this same strong vibe when you experience the product for yourself. Thank you for your interest in the story behind this collection.